Alrighty guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are at the Carolina XC in, I believe, Saluda, South Carolina. We are racing the AA, or as some people call the Pro Class, up here on the front line. We got some good talent here today, as you've already noticed. Obviously this moto did not get a very good start. I wasn't too sure how this first moto would go, so I was gonna, just try to, lock in here and ride a solid pace and just see what the pace was. Haven't rode a sand track like this in quite a while. For sure it was different. Yeah, let's get into it here. It's 2 motos, 30 minutes plus 1 lap. We're going to show a little bit of everything here. Some highlights from the day. As you can see in that last turn, just wasn't setting my turns up super good here, and we'll in between motos we also figured out that maybe it was a little bike setup too, so just trying to hang with the group now and figure out this track. I haven't seen this track at all yet, so this is my first time even seeing the track. So this was a pretty fun track. As you can see, it was pretty fast. Even being a tighter track, it just, the way the flow was, it ended up being really flowy, kind of quick, very one-lined, not a lot of passing opportunities. I'll demonstrate that, shortly into the video, but not a lot of passing opportunities. But because it's one line and it's hard to get off that main line, the track would deteriorate pretty quickly with some holes. I wouldn't say it was anything super crazy rough, but it was just, in general, rough track. But like I said, really fun layout. I really enjoyed it. Second moto, first moto, was struggling a bit. Obviously, like I said, I run a very front-heavy bike. I'd like to apologize for all that background noise there while I'm trying to record this video. But like I was saying, I run a front-heavy bike. I like a lot of front bias in the way it turns. In the sand, I think it just, too much pressure on that front end, and the front end wanted to drop a lot. Wasn't the most stable, especially in those longer, faster sections. I just needed something with a little bit more rear end pressure. So this first moto, struggling with that. And like I said too, I haven't biked this track, I haven't walked this track. This is my first time seeing the track. It makes it a little bit more difficult. It made me ride a little bit tight, and the pace was pretty quick on this first lap. And I was feeling pretty good up until, just after this road crossing. It was cool. We crossed the road a couple times, crossed the dirt road a couple times, main road. But it's these simple turns sometimes that proved to be the toughest. Just came in with too much speed, and I didn't really get settled into that corner like I should. And this is about the point where I started, losing a few seconds here or there to those guys, and ended up just finding a pace that was comfortable to ride, and stuck with that for the moto. There's another turn, just, getting the better of me. That really, let those guys get away. Here's an example of the front dropping, coming into the sand section. Right there, just drop into a hole. Front was doing that a little bit too much. And then here's another one. Just never really got settled into the turn. Maybe coming a little bit hot, but just, never got settled into it. And then just, those faster sections were kind of my weakness of the day. Here's Christian from the row behind me. I was pumped up. He's been riding really good at these things, so I tried to stick with him, and I felt like I had the pace in the woods to ride with him. But then, we'd open up in the open sections, and I'd watch a couple turns. As you can see, turns are the biggest struggle for me. We will work on that, moving forward. But here's Christian, like I said, following him. He's riding really good on the Kawasaki. Watch a little bit of this right here. There's another good example of just too much weight on the front end. Missed that same line again. You can see he was really riding good in these sections and I was struggling, so he starts pulling away from me. Here's another example is one of my great turns from the moto. Just off balance, really. Gotta clean this stuff up. It's the little things, guys. It really is, and that's what I'm, taking from today's racing. Here's an example of how difficult passing was. It's not this guy's fault. Not singling him out, but it's just an example. I was quite a bit faster than him, but just no real lines to pass unless you did something heroic or stupid. And this is also why it's courteous to let guys by, especially when it's a situation like this.
Come on!
This was my last lap, and I lost a good 25 seconds or so on this lap. Just, I think, from this, really. It's frustrating, and I know everyone has to race, but, just be courteous. You'd want somebody to do this. You wouldn't want somebody to do this to you either, so just be nice to everyone and let them by as soon as you can. Alright, let's get ready for Moto 2 here. Lowered my rear, stiffened my forks up a little bit, and a lot more excited to get after this moto. So let's get into it. Right here, I knew my buddy Caleb Baltimore was behind me. He's been ripping. I wanted to let him by, but I didn't want to let anybody else by. Josh Connor there was just too close. I couldn't pull back out in front of him. Now we're in the back again, so let's try to make passes again. After I hit the bush on the inside of the corner there. So, as you can tell, I'm riding a lot better than the first moto. I feel a lot better. I got a good flow going, picking good lines. We're halfway through the second lap, or quarter to halfway through the lap. I start catching up to fifth, and I think that's really where my race started to go downhill. We got into the one-lane passing, or one-lane track. Heck, the whole thing was one lane. But I got stuck behind him, and I think I got kind of stuck in his pace with no real viable passing lines, even if you were quite a bit faster. So yeah, I think that really kind of made me lose my rhythm that I had going here, because I felt really good and I felt like I could put in a good moto, but you know, that's on me. I need to, make things happen, or try to at least. But here we are, we're catching up to fifth here, and yeah. So you can see a little bit already, I'm kind of starting to lose my flow. Watch that turn up a little bit. But I follow him for another lap or so, and then into this tighter section up here, and he makes a little mistake. Lets us go. By this point, some of those other guys that had fell earlier on in the moto had caught up, and so Jacob let us by. And then the last lap, I was in 5th. I pretty much had all 3 of those guys behind me, and just, you know, same deal as what I showed in the first moto. Just guys won't move, and those other lines are available, but you know, they're quite a bit slower. You saw me taking some of them earlier on in this moto and just losing a lot of time, and so I ended up getting passed back by all 3 of these guys on the last lap. So that was a bummer. Just, you know, yeah, see there, he started losing his rhythm, needed a reset, but yeah, just ended up, you know, trying to follow the guys, thinking, you know, that those other lines would never be faster, even in those situations, and they were, and I got passed by all 3 guys, which was a bummer. But I ended up getting 1 spot back. Guy on the Yamaha ended up falling in this section up here, so I was able to get 7th, but still 8th overall. Not the best, but I had fun. Thanks for watching.